Change, as the only dynamic life process, comes with huge expectations, highs and lows. However, when it comes high, hope and expectations with a grand delivery of its promise, as was witnessed at the unveiling of the new NNPC Ltd by President Buhari, it calls for celebration. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation's journey to become NNPC Ltd began over 2 decades ago, when the conversations for the transformation of the Nigerian oil and gas industry were heralded by the Oil and Gas Implementation Committee, OGIC. From that moment, it became obvious that there was a platform to attract better administration, attractive fiscal terms, and improved economic outlook for projects, exploration, and production activities industry-wide. Although 2 decades could be considered as slow and a long time for a legislation to be concluded, it's however noteworthy that the resultant effect of this time lag has become the watershed in Nigeria's quest to derive maximum value from its abundant hydrocarbon resources. The trajectory of this quest for excellence, however, changed in 2021 when the entire discourse culminated into the enactment of the Petroleum Industry Act, PIA, after the bill's passage by the National Assembly and assent by President Muhammadu Buhari, August 16, 2021. Undoubtedly, this historic milestone represents the most profound effort at reforming the oil and gas sector in the last 2 decades. The Petroleum Industry Act, PIA, empowers NNPC to effectively tap into the vast opportunities of the new global energy order by operating as a commercially focused corporate entity under the Companies and Allied Matters Act, CAMA. It is in this regard that the PIA in Chapter 1, Part 5, Section 53 provides for the establishment of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited to take over from the NNPC. This marks a new dawn in the journey of the NNPC Limited, as it will now operate independently of the federal government and without recourse to public funds. To effectively step into the new era and harness all the opportunities therein, President Muhammadu Buhari on Tuesday, 19th July 2022, unveiled the new Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, a landmark event that officially changes the oil firm, a wholly state-run entity, to a commercial oil company limited by shares. The official unveiling came weeks after the corporation transitioned into a company whose operations will be regulated by the Companies and Allied Matters Act, CAMA. The legal transition based on the new Petroleum Industry Act took effect on July 1st. Speaking at the unveiling ceremony, which held at the State House Banquet Hall, President Muhammadu Buhari described the NNPC transition as a landmark event for the oil and gas industry. The president, who went down memory lane to recall his involvement with the oil and gas industry right from 1977, expressed gratitude to God for giving him the opportunity to serve at every critical juncture of the NNPC and the entire oil and gas industry.
This is a landmark event for the Nigerian oil industry. Our country places high premium in creating the right atmosphere that supports investment and growth to boost our economy and continue to play an important role in sustaining global energy requirements. We are transforming our petroleum industry to strengthen its capacity and market relevance for the present and future global energy priorities. By chance of history, I was privileged to lead the creation of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation on the 1st of July, 1977. 44 years later, I was again privileged to sign the Petroleum Industry Act in 2021, heralding the long-awaited reform of our petroleum sector. The provision of PIA 2021 have given the Nigerian petroleum industry a new impetus with improved fiscal framework, transparent governance, enhanced regulation, and the creation of a commercially driven and independent national oil company that will operate without relying on government funding and free from institutional regulations such as the Treasury single account.
He emphasized that the transformation of the petroleum industry is to strengthen its capacity and market relevance for the present and future global energy priorities. The President affirmed NNPC's mandate to guarantee the nation's energy security.
NNPC Ltd is mandated by law to ensure Nigeria's national energy security is guaranteed to support sustainable growth across other sectors of the economy as it delivers energy to the world.
On his part, the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Chief Timi Silva, said the event is a critical step in the implementation of the PIA, which is designed to open a new chapter of prosperity in the oil and gas industry.
The NNPC Limited will operate as a profitable commercial entity and declare dividends to its shareholders. The company will demonstrate higher levels of performance and accountability to continue to win the hearts of its over 200 million shareholders. The unveiling of NNPC Limited today is a new dawn in the quest for the growth and development of the Nigerian oil and gas industry, opening new vintages and partnerships.
Chief Silva commended President Buhari for the swift implementation of the provisions of the PIA. He added that while waiting for the passage, Nigeria lost over $50 billion worth of investment in the oil and gas industry. He expressed confidence in the ability of the NNPC leadership to take the industry to the next level, saying they are supercharged to meet the expectations of the Nigerian people.
I have no doubt that the leadership of this brand new limited liability company is supercharged to meet the high expectations. Mr. President, sir, we thank you for your continued support for the transformation of the Nigerian oil and gas industry, and specifically for making a commercially viable national oil company, the NNPC Limited, a reality today. Energy for today, energy for tomorrow, energy for everyone.
In his welcome remarks, the Group Chief Executive Officer of NNPC Limited, Malam Kyari, commended the purposeful leadership of President Buhari, which he said had made the rebirth of NNPC and the oil and gas industry possible. A visibly elated Kyari said the new NNPC is energized to take its rightful place and lead Africa into energy sufficiency.
This indeed is a new day, a new hope and a new opportunity to upscale our relevance in the global energy community as Africa's largest energy company, endowed with the best human resources one can find anywhere in the industry. NNPC Limited is positioned to lead Africa's gradual transition to new energy by deepening natural gas production to create low-carbon alternatives and positively change the story of energy poverty at home and around the world. We have taken a strategic initiative to achieve our mandate of ensuring energy security for our country.
Answering reporters' questions on the viability and capacity of the new NNPC Limited to operate as a limited liability and a private entity, Malam Kyari has this to say.
You now have a smarter, more responsive, and much more accountable company that must act within the premises of all the regulations that are in the country for private companies. And more than any need, it must also meet the standards of best practice in every industry, in terms of governance, in terms of making sure that all regulations are complied with. And beyond this, eyes on the ball, that your shareholders are expecting you to deliver value to them. That value will translate in two forms. One is that they must see dividends. And the second part of it is that you must deliver them energy in this country. And that's what your shareholders are looking for.
The high point of the occasion was the official unveiling of the new logo of the NNPC Ltd. Dignitaries and industry leaders who witnessed the event have this to say about the new NNPC in their goodwill messages.
An exemplary feat that other APO member countries would emulate. It's important that this success comes now when the world is moving away from fossil fuels to renewable energies.
We believe that the NNPC Ltd is strategically positioned to be a key player to support Nigeria's ambition in energy transition. OPTS will continue to demonstrate our commitment to the socio-economic development of Nigeria by building mutually beneficial partnerships and supporting the government policies.
This landmark legislation has begun the transformation of Nigeria's oil and gas industry and will no doubt serve as a catalyst for the growth of the Nigerian economy.
The NNPC completed its incorporation in September last year, weeks after the PIA was signed into law by President Muhammadu Buhari.